This is Harry S. Truman speaking. In the office of the President is centered all the responsibility for the administration of the government of the United States. Since the birth of the American Republic, the office of the President has grown and developed into the most important office of government in the history of the world.
Harry S. Truman was one of the most important residents of the most important office of government in the history of the world. He quickly and unexpectedly rose to the presidency on April 12, 1945, upon the passing of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. As the nation and the world pondered, what now? Few could have imagined that this largely unknown Missourian would not only end the World War, but also become one of our nation's most celebrated and revered leaders. There is no better place in all of America to celebrate our 33rd president's life and legacy than in his hometown, Independence, Missouri, at the Harry S. Truman Presidential Library and Museum. But Truman did not envision the Truman Library as a shrine to himself. He saw it as a classroom for democracy, a place where people could learn about the presidency, American history, and government. And there has never been a more important time to rediscover the character, leadership, and values that Harry Truman brought to public service and public life than right now. The renovation of the Truman Library is more than a refresh or a remodel. It is a reimagining of one of the most important presidential legacies in our nation's history. Utilizing interactive technologies, state-of-the-art multimedia, and new research and artifacts, the reimagining will help new generations see the connections between Truman's time and today. The largest renovation since the library opened under Truman's leadership in 1957 brings Truman's entire life story into one comprehensive exhibition. In an immersive theater experience featuring a 75mm field gun and caisson, visitors will step onto the French battlefields of World War I to see Farmer Truman discover his leadership abilities as Captain Truman. As the World War II gallery shrinks in size and the most challenging and action-packed period in American history unfolds through video, documents, and artifacts, visitors will be overwhelmed by the enormity of the decision-making Truman faced in his first 4 months in office, culminating in the fateful conclusion at the end of the hallway, the safety plug from the second atomic bomb. In the next gallery, a 14-foot diameter globe unveils the hard problems of peace. Through multimedia pieces and hands-on interactives, visitors will encounter Truman's world-altering responses to the countless crises facing the post-war world. His successful solutions, the Truman Doctrine, Marshall Plan, United Nations, and NATO, not only speak to the courage and decisiveness that defined his leadership, but they also continue to shape our world today. The greatest election upset in American history plays out for visitors using footage from the candidate speeches projected onto a recreation of the Ferdinand Magellan, the presidential rail car. Thanks to the Truman community, the library will continue to fulfill the president's founding vision for years to come. But we are not done yet. It falls to the Truman Library and Truman Library Institute to expand appreciation of this Midwestern farm boy who never went to college, his remarkable rise and enduring character. With community support, the library and institute will continue to do just that, starting with the library renovation. This reimagining will ensure that the Truman Library remains a vibrant classroom for democracy.
I'm glad you have come to this historical institution. I hope that the exhibits in this library will give you, and especially the young people among you, a better understanding of the history and nature of the presidency and the government of the United States.